Hey guys, welcome to another episode of RossDraws, and I'm finally out of my kitchen. Yeah. Yes, today I brought two very special guest artists to draw with me today, REIQ and Sozo. Yay! Sozo and REIQ, who is also part of my Neva live stream, they're amazing artists. And in honor of my anniversary Color Dodge collection coming out, we are gonna teach you guys how to draw and paint clothing. Well, they are, not me, because all I draw are capes. If you have my book, capes everywhere.
No capes!
RossDraws, well, Ross model. Top 5 tips on how to draw and paint clothing.
Hi, my name is REIQ, and I'm gonna start with the tip number 1, or should I say number 0. So we're gonna start with form. Look at Ross, get into the pose. All right, that's a good pose. Before drawing any drapery or any clothes, we have to make sure that we are drawing our form, our body. Just draw something very simple, match the pose of Ross or of our character. And we're gonna draw the hand, something very simple, nothing too difficult, just the main body. And don't forget the signature hairstyle.
When I draw clothes, sometimes I start, with the clothing because it's what I see. Why are you starting with the form?
Because if it's gonna be a piece of clothes that is tied to the body, you want to know where the folds are coming or are originating. So having that structure will help you to establish easier flow and rhythm. You like a Lego shape. you're a Lego.
On my Lego shape? Oh God, okay.
Lego head.
Lego head.
All right, so for the next step, now that Ross has this amazing hoodie, now we can start working on our clothing. And to start, I would like to look at the model, look at Ross, and try to figure out where is the flow of lines. And as the first lines that I see in terms of gesture, I can see like these lines flowing from the shoulders and also flowing down from the elbow to the wrist. So we have to think about how the flow of the clothes and where it starts and where is it going. So that will help us to create a nice rhythm in our shapes and forms. Also, notice how some of the lines are originating from the armpit down to the torso. So everything is wrapping around. We can also include the pockets. And we can have some fun with some good shapes at the very bottom to create that puffy, soft, and very comfortable feeling that this clothes is giving me. So Ross, where I can get this amazing hoodie?
You can get this amazing hoodie on RossDraws.com April 26th at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. And don't forget to add details like the strings coming here. I think there's a good way to have a shortcut when drawing clothes instead of like being overwhelmed. Think about the shape of the form, but then also think about in which areas is the clothes compressing, right? So the gravity is going down, and then we're gonna have a flow, and then we're gonna have a triangle that start forming because of all these folds are being created and being compressed. Okay, well, before I move forward, I decided to clean up a little bit the construction lines, the form. Now that I have this already established, I can move forward to the next piece of drapery we're gonna have. And what is this, Ross?
It is my garment.
Well, it looks awesome. It's just perfect for what I need to explain now. My next point is gonna be tension points. And what are tension points? I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna reduce the opacity a little bit of this. The first things I want to do before doing any lines is just to identify where are these tension points. And looking at Ross, I can see there's one specifically here. There's one here in the elbow area. And there's one coming from the wrist. I guess the neck as well could work as a tension point. So once I have this established, I can create some connections, right? So from here, I'm gonna start bringing some of that clothes flow. So now we have some gravity and the folds, everything is gonna start flowing down. Direction and then gravity. We can start adding more pieces of clothes to our character, especially if your character design is more complicated. You want to have the shape simple and well designed, so they make sense. So the point is just to keep it as simple as possible. Simple shapes means a good design. And after this, you can move to rendering and adding more details and having fun.
Hey guys, it's SozoMaika. We're stepping away from the tablet for a second just to talk about fabric in application. It's important to consider the kind of fabric you may imagine your character's wearing because it's going to influence a lot. The shape design, the impression that the character has on you, and even sometimes the color, believe it or not. If the fabric is heavier or thicker, it's going to make more harsh shapes, which can affect the silhouette of your character, which is really important when we need to know information about the character themselves. Maybe you have a menacing character like Ganondorf and he's got a really thick cloak on and it maybe has harsher wrinkles in it that create sharp shapes and kind of inform us about his prickly nature. Some of your characters, for example, they look very light and airy, so maybe they have a lighter, freer flowing fabric. This piece of fabric, notice how it creates almost geometric shapes because it's super folded over and thick, versus this one, you might get more organic shapes out of it. It needs to be ironed, but look at this.
Oh yeah.
It's very lightweight. Right, Ross?
Yes.
All right, guys, so we just covered Ross in fabric, quite literally, and Reynaldo covered the general shapes aspect of painting. So I'm going to actually flesh out the shapes of the fabric and actually show you where you can place highlights and things to keep in mind as you work on your paintings. I will be using finer lines because I intend to actually fully render out the fabric more. So I know Ross usually waits to use color dodge at the end.
No, do not use color dodge, that's my thing.
But it's actually really good when you're trying to differentiate textures and materials. Maybe if you realize that you use the same color or the wrong tone, it's nice, but since Ross doesn't want me to use it, I'll use overlay instead. I'm gonna just darken this one since I can't color dodge the lighter fabric because I've been given these fresh constraints. I'm gonna darken the other fabric.
Okay, Sozo, I will lend you, only you, an individual license to use color dodge for 30 seconds.
Oh snap, okay. So I'm just gonna lighten this a little bit because I wanna, draw some attention here because this fabric is, well, I'm drawing you, so I should be able to do that, no? Yeah, let's make it a little shinier, push that out a little bit more. Despite the fact that I'm putting all these details in here, you still want to try and think about the overall shapes like Reynaldo pointed out. That stuff is very crucial for anything I'm doing here because you need a good foundation before you can just start putting wrinkles everywhere. I'm going to talk about those tension points really quick because Ross's elbow is coming out here. Just a general tip that can apply in a lot of situations is wherever the fabric is pulled taut, the highlight's going to be stronger, especially on a fabric like this one. I could kind of just do this, just to kind of simplify the shape, but it's kind of stylized. This is something you see in comics all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's a really lazy highlight, but it looks super shiny, right? So it's just something fun you can do.
Well, Ross, I think you mastered the drapery and clothing. Eh? What do you think, Maika?
Yeah, he sure took it to another level.
I definitely mastered painting and drawing clothes. Alright, it's my turn. Guys, what time is it? It's color dodge time!
No.
What?
No, you gotta give a real tip, Ross.
Color dodge is a real tip.
No, it is not. Give them some real advice that they can follow.
Alright, fine. I will give a real tip. Tip number 5 is personal stylization. Yeah, sometimes we forget that we are artists, you know, we're not robots. Sometimes we get lost in the reference and trying to capture it, but never forget to add your own flair, to add your own voice. And so, I love using the mixer brush. How I would use the mixer brush here is to blend some of the pigments together to give it a nice material indication of sheen. Nice. Yeah, note that I am not trying to fix Sozo's initial drawing. I'm just simply using it as inspiration, using it as a foundation, and having some fun with it. You know, this is before and after. She did such a great job with the initial drawing, and I'm just kind of adding my own personal flavor. This is a full departure from the reference. Hey guys, welcome back, and thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot about drawing folds and clothes, and thank you so much, REIQ and Sozo, for joining me on this video. REIQ, where can they find you?
Well, guys, you can find me at REIQ.art, and I'm about to launch my sketchbook volume 5, 80 pages, a lot of artwork and extra stuff. So
Ooh, hold on, let me see a sneak peek. Oh, look at this. Oh my god, oh no! Oh no! Oh, I thought you said it was a proof. But yes, if you guys want to check out REIQ's amazing sketchbook volume 5, go follow his socials. I'm so sorry, oh my god. Also, Sozo, I know you have a stock pack and you take all these amazing reference photos. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at SozoMaika.com, SozoMaika.com. On the site, you can find my resources tab. I actually have a lot of photographs of fabric in case you don't have a Ross sitting around in your house willing to model for you. And remember, every day is
a color dodge day.